What's up, everyone? Welcome to FilmSpot, and today we will be talking about best upcoming movies. Get ready for an extended stay on Pandora. James Cameron's upcoming Avatar: Fire and Ash will run even longer than Avatar: The Way of Water's 3-hour, 12-minute runtime. Speaking with Empire, Cameron revealed that Fire and Ash emerged after realizing The Way of Water had too many ideas crammed into its first act. The film was moving like a bullet train, he explained, so I said, guys, we've got to split it. The decision appears justified as the Avatar franchise remains a box office titan. The original Avatar still holds the highest grossing film record, while The Way of Water sits at third place. Sam Worthington and Zoe Saldana return, while co-writer Amanda Silver emphasized the film's depth. These movies are more than just propulsive plot and spectacle, these are real characters. Cameron, committed to Avatar 4 and 5, remains enthusiastic. They're cracking stories, they've got to get made. Avatar: Fire and Ash hits theaters December 19, 2025, with sequels set for 2029 and 2031. Marvel fans, brace yourselves, because Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars are shaping up to be two of the biggest movies in MCU history. With the multiverse saga expanding at an unprecedented pace, introducing new heroes, villains, and alternate realities at every turn, the Russo brothers have an enormous task ahead, bringing it all together in an epic conclusion. But with so many storylines to resolve, how long will these movies actually be? In a recent interview with Collider, Joe Russo gave fans a long-awaited update on the runtime. According to him, Avengers Doomsday is expected to run for 2.5 hours, while Secret Wars could stretch to a whopping 3 hours. Considering the sheer scale of these films, bringing together not just the MCU, but Sony's Spider-Verse, Fox's X-Men universe, and beyond, this runtime might seem surprisingly short. Of course, things could change in the editing room, and fans wouldn't be surprised if either film ends up even longer. But for now, it seems Marvel is keeping things somewhat manageable. Mark your calendars, Avengers Doomsday lands in theaters May 2026. Stay tuned for more updates, and don't forget to subscribe for all the latest MCU news. The Scream franchise has long been a staple of horror, delivering 6 thrilling films packed with unforgettable moments. Now, as anticipation skyrockets for Scream 7, set to hit theaters on February 27, 2026, every new casting announcement fuels the excitement and controversy. The latest shocker? David Arquette is back as Dewey Riley. Yes, the same Dewey who met a gruesome end in Scream 5, 2022. His brutal and definitive death made a return seem impossible. Yet here we are. How will the film explain his presence? Flashbacks? Dream sequences? Or is Scream 7 about to throw a game-changing twist at fans? And Arquette isn't the only surprise. Matthew Lillard is reprising his role as Stu Macher. Though presumed dead in the original Scream, his fate was never explicitly confirmed, leaving room for speculation. Fans have debated his survival for years, and now the mystery is back in full force. But that's not all. Neve Campbell returns as Sidney Prescott, reuniting with Courtney Cox's Gale Weathers. With so many legacy characters back in action, Scream 7 could be a nostalgia-fueled masterpiece, or a chaotic mess. Will this be a horror classic or a misstep? We'll find out in 2026. Until then, stay tuned for more updates. Horror fans, get ready, because the sequel to 2019's cult hit Ready or Not is officially on the way. After a detour into the Scream franchise and last year's vampiric thriller Abigail, directors Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette are heading back to their breakout film. And they're bringing some familiar faces along for the ride. Samara Weaving is confirmed to return as Grace, the resourceful bride who survived her new in-laws' deadly game of hide-and-seek. But she won't be alone. Catherine Newton, Abigail Freaky, has also joined the cast, marking a reunion with the directing duo. Could more Scream alumni be next? We'll have to wait and see. As for plot, that's still a mystery. Ready or Not ended with most of the Ladamus family meeting a, explosive fate. So what's next for Grace? Will long-lost relatives emerge to finish what the others started? Or will she find herself in an entirely new nightmare? One thing's for sure, writers Guy Busick and R. Christopher Murphy are back, so expect another blood-soaked thrill ride. While Searchlight hasn't set a release date, filming kicks off this year, making an early 2026 premiere highly likely. It looks like Marvel fans might be heading to Planet X. Fast and Furious star Vin Diesel has hinted at a Groot spin-off film, potentially bringing the beloved talking tree back for a solo adventure. Taking to Instagram, Diesel dropped a major tease, writing, "Disney wants their Planet X," which some say is Marvel's most anticipated movie. The film where Groot returns to his home planet. While there's no official confirmation yet, the idea of a movie exploring Groot's origins is already generating massive buzz. Diesel has voiced Groot across multiple MCU films, including the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, Avengers Infinity War, Endgame, and Thor: Love and Thunder. But while he seems eager to return, not all of his co-stars feel the same way. Dave Bautista has made it clear he's done with the role, unless James Gunn personally asked him back, which seems unlikely now that Gunn is running DC Studios. That said, Bautista isn't turning his back on superhero films entirely. He's actively looking for a new role in either the MCU or DCU, even telling Gunn and the Russo brothers, "Don't count me out." With Diesel teasing Planet X and Marvel constantly expanding, could a Groot solo film be next? The MonsterVerse is expanding once again, and this time it's bringing in a familiar face from Stranger Things. The highly anticipated sequel to Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire has officially cast Matthew Modine, best known as Dr. Brenner from Netflix's hit sci-fi series. Modine joins an already stacked cast, which includes newcomers Caitlin Dever, Jack O'Connell, and Delroy Lindo, alongside returning star Dan Stevens as Trapper. The sequel, directed by Grant Sputor with a script by David Callahan, promises to raise the stakes as Godzilla and Kong unite once more to battle a cataclysmic world-ending threat. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Modine will portray a general, marking a full-circle moment in his career. The actor first gained fame in the 1980s with Full Metal Jacket, where he played a U.S. Marine, making this commanding role a fitting evolution. Interestingly, Modine isn't the first Stranger Things alum to step into the MonsterVerse. Millie Bobby Brown previously starred as Madison Russell in Godzilla King of the Monsters and Godzilla vs. Kong, though she did not return for The New Empire and likely won't appear in the sequel either. With filming set to begin in April in Australia, the hype for this MonsterVerse installment is only growing. The A Quiet Place franchise has redefined horror by making silence the ultimate weapon, and its success shows no signs of slowing down. After the 2018 original and its thrilling 2021 sequel, the world of Death Angels expanded even further with the 2024 prequel, A Quiet Place Day One. A gamble that paid off with a massive $261 million global box office haul. Franchise producer Brad Fuller recently spoke at South by Southwest, confirming that A Quiet Place 3 is in the works. However, the delay in its release is largely due to John Krasinski's packed schedule. Fuller explained, "John is so in demand. When we made the first one, he had just come off The Office and wanted to be a director. Now he's making another movie, and once that's done, hopefully he'll turn his attention to A Quiet Place 3. So what's next for the franchise? With A Quiet Place Part 2 ending on a cliffhanger, as Reagan Abbott discovered how to kill the Death Angels, the third installment could be more action-packed than ever, focusing on humanity's fight to reclaim their world. While no release date has been announced, the fact that A Quiet Place 3 is actively moving forward is a major step in the right direction. Justin Lin, the visionary director behind the Fast and Furious franchise's explosive revival, is set to helm BRZRKR, the gritty Netflix adaptation of Keanu Reeves' best-selling comic. Reeves, who co-created the story, will star and produce alongside Stephen Christie, Stephen Hamill, and Ross Ritchie. Lin will also produce under his Perfect Storm banner. This marks a reunion for Lin and Reeves, who previously collaborated on Lin's indie drama Last Days. Reeves stepped in as an angel investor when Lin's funding fell through, a gesture the director called inspirational. Penned by the Batman 2 co-writer Mattson Tomlin, BRZRKR follows an immortal warrior, B, cursed with an 80,000-year battle for survival. Now working for the U.S. government, B seeks the ultimate prize, the truth behind his existence and how to end it. The comic's massive success, with over 3.5 million copies sold, has spawned a novel and an anime spin-off in development. With Lin at the helm and Reeves leading the charge, BRZRKR is shaping up to be an action-packed, blood-soaked epic. Brace yourselves for explosive action as the John Wick universe expands. A recent update from Lionsgate executive Jennifer Brown confirmed that a fifth installment is officially in the works. This exciting news follows the epic conclusion of John Wick Chapter 4, the blockbuster that raked in $440 million globally. Although Brown left fans wondering about Keanu Reeves' return and whether director Chad Stahelski will helm the new film, anticipation is skyrocketing. Even if the legendary Baba Yaga met his end in Chapter 4, his myth might just rise again. Meanwhile, the universe is broadening with the upcoming spin-off Ballerina, starring Ana de Armas as the formidable Eve. Set to debut on June 6th, Ballerina teases a cameo from Reeves alongside Norman Reedus, Ian McShane, and the late Lance Reddick. Adding fuel to the fire, a Kane spin-off starring Donnie Yen is in active development, hinting at more spin-offs, a TV series, and even a video game. Reeves, now 60 and juggling projects like BRZRKR and his role in Sonic the Hedgehog as Shadow, recently remarked on his unlikely return. With John Wick 5 in the pipeline, the franchise's next chapter promises even more adrenaline-fueled thrills. Survival horror fans rejoice! The highly anticipated Resident Evil reboot, helmed by Barbarian director Zach Cregger, is officially set to hit theaters on September 18, 2026, and it promises to be the spine-chilling adaptation fans have been craving for years. Unlike past attempts that leaned heavily into action, this reboot is embracing the pure terror that made the original Capcom games legendary. Cregger, a self-proclaimed Resident Evil superfan, has vowed to bring the franchise back to its haunted house roots, teasing a return to iconic settings like the Spencer Mansion, a dream playground for his signature claustrophobic horror. Sony is backing this project as a major 2026 tentpole, signaling a potential rebirth for the franchise. With over $1.2 billion in global box office earnings from past live-action films, expectations are sky-high. Production kicks off this summer, and if Cregger delivers on his promise, we may finally get a Resident Evil adaptation that's as terrifying as the games themselves. Will this be the movie that finally nails it? Fans will find out in 2026, but for now, the hype is real. The Marvel Cinematic Universe just got a major power-up. Stranger Things breakout star Sadie Sink is officially joining Tom Holland in the highly anticipated fourth Spider-Man film. While her role remains a mystery, this casting has already sent fans into a frenzy. Helmed by Shang-Chi director Destin Daniel Cretton, the untitled Spider-Man 4 is set to hit theaters July 31, 2026. With a script by franchise veterans Eric Summers and Chris McKenna, expectations are sky-high, especially after No Way Home shattered records with $1.9 billion at the global box office. The last time we saw Holland's Peter Parker, the world had forgotten his existence, including MJ. Now with Holland teasing a crazy and totally different story, the question looms, who is Sink playing? A new love interest? A villain? Perhaps even Spider-Gwen? As Sink prepares to wrap Stranger Things, she's lining up massive projects, including the film Odessa and the Broadway play John Proctor is the villain. But her MCU debut, that's the real multiversal game changer. Buckle up, Spidey fans, 2026 just got a lot more exciting. Reacher fans rejoice! Season 3 is here, and it's already crushing it with a 100% critic rating, a return to form that echoes the glory of Season 1. But the real question is, will we get a Season 4? The answer? Absolutely! Amazon renewed Reacher for Season 4 back in October 2024, long before Season 3 even hit screens. While production hasn't started yet, past release schedules suggest a likely April 2026 premiere, keeping the wait shorter than most streaming series. What's next for Reacher? That's still a mystery, but author Lee Child has expressed interest in adapting The Midnight Line, a gripping story tackling opioid addiction with an unusually personal and human perspective. While Amazon hasn't confirmed this as the next adaptation, the show's track record proves it's willing to jump around the timeline to deliver the best standalone stories. With years of source material and an unstoppable fanbase, it's clear that Amazon is in this for the long haul. Expect more updates soon, but for now, enjoy the action-packed, bone-crunching thrill ride that is Reacher Season 3. The X-Men are finally making their way into the MCU, but it looks like Kelsey Grammer's time as Beast may be coming to an end. Despite his post-credits cameo in The Marvels, reports suggest Marvel Studios is looking to recast Hank McCoy for the upcoming reboot. Jesse Plemons, known for his work in Breaking Bad and Civil War, is reportedly being considered for the role. While it's unclear if he has officially met with Marvel, fans are already debating whether he would be a good fit. The casting rumors don't stop there. Harris Dickinson and Jack Champion are both reportedly in contention for Cyclops, while Sadie Sink is rumored to be a frontrunner for Jean Grey. Ayo Edebiri and DeWanda Wise are said to be on Marvel's radar for Storm. Other names being floated include Hunter Schafer for Mystique, Julia Butters for Kitty Pryde, and Margaret Qualley for Rogue. One of the wildest rumors suggests that Denzel Washington could be stepping into the role of Magneto. While nothing has been confirmed, the possibility of Washington leading the Brotherhood of Mutants has already sparked intense speculation. Marvel has yet to announce a director, but with casting rumors circulating and confirmation that a live-action X-Men film is in development, it's clear that the studio is laying the groundwork for its next major superhero team. Greta Gerwig's Chronicles of Narnia reboot for Netflix is gaining momentum, with new details emerging about its ambitious scope. The project is expected to be a major reimagining of C.S. Lewis's classic series, with reports suggesting that Netflix has plans for 8 Narnia films. The first installment, which will receive a limited IMAX release before streaming on Netflix, is set to premiere on Thanksgiving Day in 2026. As casting for the film begins to take shape, one of the biggest names rumored to be joining the franchise is Daniel Craig. According to What's on Netflix, Craig is being eyed for the role of Uncle Andrew Ketterly in what is expected to be an adaptation of The Magician's Nephew. Uncle Andrew is a crucial antagonist in the story, a magician whose reckless experiments lead to the discovery of alternate worlds and the arrival of the White Witch in London. While Netflix has yet to confirm these casting decisions, the involvement of actors like Craig suggests that Gerwig's Narnia adaptation could be one of the most ambitious and star-studded fantasy projects in recent years. With a mix of prestige filmmaking and blockbuster appeal, this reboot is shaping up to be something far bigger than just another streaming franchise. Jason Momoa wasn't exaggerating when he said playing Lobo was a top priority for him. In a new post on X, DC Studios co-chief James Gunn shared a text exchange from 2022 when it was announced that he and Peter Safran would be taking over Warner Bros.' superhero division. Momoa's message was direct, "Fucking Lobo." Gunn's response was just as enthusiastic, "Dude, I've said you should be Lobo for years, no lie." Now that vision is becoming reality. In sharing the exchange, Gunn reflected on how the conversation marked the beginning of Momoa's journey as Lobo. "On the anniversary of Lobo, I can't help but think of a text I received from Jason Momoa on the morning it was announced Peter and I were the heads of DC Studios. The day Jason and I first discussed him joining the DCU as Lobo. I've loved watching Jason bring him to life and can't wait to share that with all of you." Momoa is set to debut as Lobo in Supergirl World of Tomorrow, which is currently in production. With Supergirl slated to hit theaters on June 26, 2026, fans won't have to wait too long to see Momoa's take on the cosmic bounty hunter. His enthusiasm, coupled with Gunn's confidence in his casting, signals that Lobo is about to make a major impact in the new DCU. Disney Plus is doubling down on Percy Jackson and the Olympians, renewing the hit series for a third season well ahead of its second season premiere. The upcoming season, based on the Titan's Curse, will continue Percy's journey and introduce fan-favorite character Nico D'Angelo, a young demigod new to Camp Half-Blood. Percy Jackson Season 2 is set to premiere in December 2025, 2 years after the show's debut. The early renewal allows the creative team to start work on Season 3 immediately, potentially reducing the gap between seasons. Co-showrunner Jonathan E. Steinberg recently addressed this goal, saying, "Part of wanting to keep the process going is trying to do whatever we can to be ready for it, and to know how to have the conversations, and to have a plan." Series creator Rick Riordan expressed excitement about bringing the Titan's Curse to life, calling it new territory for the screen, and highlighting the arrival of the Hunters of Artemis and Nico D'Angelo. It's a huge sign of commitment from Disney, and speaks volumes about the enthusiasm with which the fandom has embraced the TV show. Thank you, demigods worldwide. The next chapter in Tom Holland's Spider-Man saga is shaping up to be a game-changer, and Marvel has officially cast its first-ever female main villain for Spider-Man 4. But before you start speculating, it's not Sadie Sink. While the Stranger Things star has been tapped for a key role, insiders confirm she won't be stepping into the villain's shoes. So who will? According to trusted scooper My Time to Shine Hello, the actress has already been cast, and an official reveal is just around the corner. Fans are buzzing with theories. Could it be Madame Web, fresh off her Sony debut? Or maybe a mercenary working for Kingpin, hunting down vigilantes in a post-No Way Home New York? Meanwhile, reports claim Sync will be playing Mary Jane Watson, possibly stepping in as Peter Parker's new love interest. With Zendaya's MJ only making a brief cameo, this could signal a fresh dynamic for Holland's Spidey. Filming kicks off in June 2025 in the UK with a $200 million budget and a script still undergoing rewrites. Spider-Man 4 swings into theaters July 31st, 2026. Get ready for a whole new web of surprises. Brace yourselves, Marvel fans! Robert Downey Jr. is back in the MCU, but not as the Iron Man we once knew. In a jaw-dropping twist announced at last year's San Diego Comic-Con, Downey Jr. will take on the role of the legendary supervillain Dr. Doom in Avengers Doomsday. Since then, speculation has run wild. Why does Doom have Tony Stark's face? Is this really him? Now, director Anthony Russo just added fuel to the fire, teasing that one major fan theory might actually be true. Speaking with The Times, Russo kept things cryptic but dropped a bombshell. We can't explain that as it's part of the story, but there's nobody else in the world who could play this character the way he's about to. So what's the real deal? Two theories dominate fan discussions. Either Dr. Doom is a twisted variant of Tony Stark, or Victor Von Doom has taken Stark's face, or even his body, in a sinister sci-fi switcheroo. The second theory has comic book roots, making it a freaky yet plausible twist. Either way, Avengers Doomsday is set to shake the MCU to its core. Mark your calendars, Avengers Doomsday lands May 1st, 2026, with Secret Wars following on May 7th, 2027. Will the Russo brothers save the MCU? Only time will tell. The wait is over. Disney and Pixar have officially confirmed Coco 2. CEO Bob Iger made the exciting announcement during Disney's annual shareholder meeting, revealing that the long-awaited sequel to the Academy Award-winning masterpiece is in development and set to release in 2029. The original Coco took audiences on a breathtaking journey through the land of the dead, introducing us to Miguel, a young musician defying his family's ban on music to uncover his true heritage. The film became an instant classic, winning 2 Oscars, a Golden Globe, and a BAFTA, while its emotional hit song, Remember Me, cemented its legacy. Now, director Lee Unkrich and co-director Adrian Molina are back, along with Oscar-winning producer Mark Nielsen, to craft a sequel full of heart, humor, and adventure. While story details remain a mystery, fans are buzzing with theories. Will Miguel face new challenges as a musician, reconnect with Hector, or uncover more about his ancestors? With Pixar's storytelling magic and a beloved world to explore, Coco 2 is shaping up to be a cinematic celebration of family, tradition, and music. Stay tuned, more details are coming soon. Get ready, Madrigal fans! Disney is officially exploring a sequel to one of its most beloved modern classics, Encanto. Star John Leguizamo, who voiced the enigmatic Bruno, just revealed that Disney is actively working on a storyline for Encanto 2. And if he has his way, the sequel will dive even deeper into his fan-favorite character. Speaking with People, Leguizamo shared that discussions for Encanto 2 are happening behind the scenes. He's pushing for the sequel to explore Bruno's life, his visions of the future, and how he fits into the Madrigal family after being ostracized for so long. Considering the massive success of Encanto, which won an Academy Award for Best Animated Feature and spawned the viral sensation We Don't Talk About Bruno, a sequel feels inevitable. Not only is Leguizamo eager to return, but Stephanie Beatriz has also expressed excitement about revisiting the world of the Madrigals. While directors Jared Bush and Byron Howard are currently focused on Zootopia 2, fans are hopeful that Encanto 2 will soon move forward. With the success of Moana 2 proving that Disney sequels can dominate, it's only a matter of time before we return to Casa Madrigal. Will Bruno finally embrace his gift? Will Mirabel discover a new power? Get ready to fight! Warner Bros. Has officially dropped 4 high-quality first-look images from Mortal Kombat 2, giving fans an early glimpse of the highly anticipated sequel. The film is set to hit theaters on October 24th, 2025, and if these new shots are any indication, the action is about to be more brutal, more intense, and more cinematic than ever. After the 2021 reboot brought the legendary video game franchise back to the big screen, a sequel was inevitable, but it's taken a bit longer than expected. Now Warner Bros. Is pulling out all the stops, and the biggest hype factor? Carl Urban as Johnny Cage. The Boys star is known for his scene-stealing performances, and his casting as the cocky Hollywood martial artist has fans buzzing with excitement. The sequel will bring back familiar faces, including Ludi Lin, Joe Taslim, Jessica McNamee, Makad Brooks, Louis Tan, and Hiroyuki Sanada, while also introducing Tati Gabriel, Adeline Rudolph, Josh Lawson, and Damon Harriman. Simon McCoy returns to direct with a script by Jeremy Slater. With brutal fights, epic fatalities, and fan-favorite characters stepping into the arena, Mortal Kombat 2 is shaping up to be a flawless victory. Mark your calendars for October 24, 2025. Round 2 is about to begin. Get ready to go Power Rangers, because a brand new live-action series is reportedly heading to Disney+. According to The Wrap, Percy Jackson and the Olympians showrunner Jonathan E. Steinberg and Dan Schatz are in talks to write, produce, and showrun this exciting new take on the legendary franchise. Hasbro, which acquired Power Rangers in 2018 for a whopping $522 million, is said to be planning a fresh reboot that will reignite the franchise for a new generation, while still delivering the nostalgic thrills that longtime fans love. The 90s classic Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was a pop culture phenomenon, inspiring a generation of kids with its colorful team of teenage superheroes, epic battles, and iconic Zords. However, after the 2017 gritty reboot failed at the box office, plans for a movie universe were scrapped, leading to Hasbro's acquisition of the brand. Now Power Rangers is set to morph into something bigger than ever. With Disney Plus behind the project and top-tier showrunners at the helm, this new era of Power Rangers could be the revival fans have been waiting for. The future of the Saw franchise just took a dark and unexpected turn. According to Bloody Disgusting, Saw 11 has been quietly cancelled, with production having been stalled for nearly a year due to behind-the-scenes conflicts among producers. The sequel was originally slated for release on September 27, 2024, before being pushed back a full year to September 26, 2025. However, since then, there's been radio silence, and now reports suggest the entire project has been scrapped. The biggest issue, producer infighting. While one side attempted to push forward, another fought to halt production altogether, and with no intervention from Lionsgate, the project seemingly collapsed. This also means that, for now, Saw 10 serves as the franchise's conclusion. Fans were expecting a direct continuation after Saw 10's post-credits tease, which reunited Tobin Bell's John Kramer, Costa's Mandalore's Mark Hoffman, and Shawnee Smith's Amanda Young. But with the film's cancellation, any future Saw movies will likely involve a complete reboot rather than a continuation. While this may be the end for now, Saw is one of horror's most iconic franchises, so if history has taught us anything, the game is never truly over. After years of speculation and silence, Cloverfield 2 is officially still in development. The long-awaited direct sequel to the 2008 found-footage monster film has been in the works for years, with little to no updates until now. Speaking at South by Southwest, director Babacar Anvari confirmed to Countdown City Geeks that the project is moving forward. While he couldn't share specific details, his excitement reassured fans that the movie is not dead. Given the long wait and lack of news, many had assumed the project had been quietly shelved. The Cloverfield franchise has spawned 3 loosely connected films: Cloverfield, 10 Cloverfield Lane, and The Cloverfield Paradox. Each featured different characters, settings, and tones, but Cloverfield 2 is expected to break that trend by directly continuing the original story. The sequel is penned by Joe Barton and produced by J.J. Abrams, with Anvari at the helm. While there's no release date or casting news yet, this latest update suggests we'll be hearing more soon. After being shelved by Warner Bros., Coyote vs. Acme may finally get its time in the spotlight. According to Deadline, Los Angeles-based Ketchup Entertainment is in deep negotiations to acquire the completed film, potentially setting the stage for a 2026 theatrical release. Originally announced in 2022, Coyote vs. Acme is based on Ian Frazier's 1990 New Yorker article and stars Will Forte and John Cena. The film, co-written by James Gunn, was set for a 2023 Max release before Warner Bros. Unexpectedly scrapped it, despite filming being fully completed. Fans and filmmakers have since rallied to save the movie, and now a breakthrough may finally be on the horizon. Ketchup Entertainment recently rescued another Warner Bros. Project, The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie, securing its theatrical release. With past projects like Hellboy, The Crooked Man, and Ferrari under its belt, the company has experience in reviving abandoned films. While the deal isn't finalized yet, Coyote vs. Acme could soon escape Warner Bros. Vault and hit the big screen. Fans will have to stay tuned for further updates. Horror fans, brace yourselves. Saw 11 has been officially yanked from Lionsgate's release calendar, but don't count Jigsaw out just yet. Reports of the franchise's demise might be premature, and Billy the Puppet himself just dropped a chilling tease. The game is never over. Behind the scenes, there's been intersquabbling between producers and the studio, stalling the project at a managerial level. Writer Patrick Melton insists it's not a creative issue, teasing a very timely story that deserves to see the light of day. Given Saw's history of cutting deep into real-world issues, Saw 6 tackled health insurance corruption, eerily relevant again. Fans are on edge about what this new installment could bring. Meanwhile, horror-thirsty audiences won't be left empty-handed. The Strangers Chapter 2 now takes over Saw 11's September 26th release date, promising pure nightmare fuel. With Madeline Petch returning and a terrifying new chapter in the works, this relaunch is set to shake things up. So is Saw 11 gone for good? Not likely. With over $1 billion in box office terror under its belt, this franchise isn't about to stay buried. Stay tuned, Jigsaw always has another trick up his sleeve. Superman fans, get ready! We finally have word on when fresh footage from James Gunn's highly anticipated Superman reboot will drop. The catch? It's debuting exclusively in Thailand. A 5-minute preview is set to be attached to an IMAX screening of a Minecraft movie, premiering in Thailand on April 3rd. While details remain under wraps, speculation is running wild. Could this be the film's full opening scene? More likely, we'll get an extended clip mixed with new trailer shots to build hype. For now, it's unclear if this preview will expand to other regions, but let's be honest, if it doesn't, leaks are inevitable. Plus, with Warner Bros. DC Studios presenting at CinemaCon next month, an official worldwide trailer drop could be right around the corner. Starring David Corenswet as Clark Kent, Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, and Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, Superman is shaping up to be a fresh, heartfelt take on the Man of Steel. Gunn himself promises a film packed with epic action, humor, and heart. Mark your calendars, Superman flies into theaters on July 11th, 2025. Until then, stay tuned because the hype is only getting started. Jack Rayner has officially joined the undead. The Irish actor is set to lead Lee Cronin's upcoming reimagining of The Mummy, a horror-driven take that promises to unearth something far darker than previous adaptations. While plot details are still wrapped up tighter than an ancient sarcophagus, Rayner will reportedly play a husband and father who finds himself tangled in terrifying supernatural forces. Given Cronin's track record, expect this mummy to deliver pure nightmare fuel. New Line Cinema is backing the film, with horror heavyweights Atomic Monster and Blumhouse producing. Cronin's own banner, Doppelgangers, is also on board, making this a horror dream team. Cronin has teased that his Mummy will be unlike any mummy movie you've ever laid eyeballs on before, promising to dig deep into something ancient and terrifying. Filming kicks off next week in Ireland, with the resurrection set for April 17, 2026. With James Wan, Jason Blum, and John Cavill producing, horror fans better prepare, because this mummy isn't just waking up, it's coming for you. The long-awaited Red Sonja reboot is officially on its way, and we've just gotten an exciting update. The upcoming sword and sorcery epic has now received its R rating for strong, bloody violence, confirming that this isn't going to be a tame adventure. Even more exciting, the film has secured a U.S. distributor, Samuel Goldwyn Films, LLC, bringing it one step closer to hitting screens nationwide. While fans in the UK can expect a 2025 release via Signature Entertainment, details on the US rollout remain under wraps. However, Samuel Goldwyn Films president Peter Goldwyn assured fans that they won't be disappointed, promising a film that will deliver for the franchise's passionate fanbase. Directed by MJ Bassett and written by Tasha Hyo, Red Sonja stars Matilda Lutz as the fierce warrior, alongside Robert Sheehan as the villainous Dragon the Magnificent, and Wallace Day as his deadly bride, Dark Anisha. The film promises a fresh take on the character, one that moves away from the male gaze origins of past adaptations in favor of a more empowered, brutal, and action-packed vision. No official US release date has been announced yet, but one thing is clear, Red Sonja is back, and she's bloodier than ever. The Avengers are assembling once again, and Marvel just dropped a massive bombshell with the full cast reveal of Avengers Doomsday during a live stream event. Packed with fan-favorite heroes, shocking returns, and major surprises, this film is set to be one of the biggest crossovers in MCU history. Returning Avengers veterans include Chris Hemsworth, Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan, Paul Rudd, Tom Hiddleston, Letitia Wright, and many more. But the biggest twist? Robert Downey Jr. is back, not as Iron Man, but as the film's main villain, Dr. Doom. Adding to the hype, Doomsday will mark the return of several iconic X-Men actors, including Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, James Marsden, Kelsey Grammer, Alan Cumming, and even Channing Tatum's Gambit from Deadpool and Wolverine. But that's not all. Marvel's Fantastic Four will make the Avengers debut, with Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, and Ebon Moss-Bachrach suiting up as Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, and The Thing. With Joe and Anthony Russo returning to direct, this film is shaping up to be an epic showdown like never before. Mark your calendars, Avengers Doomsday smashes into theaters on May 1st, 2026. The Black Panther franchise is officially continuing, with Marvel Studios locking in a release date for the highly anticipated third installment. Following the emotional passing of Chadwick Boseman, Wakanda Forever saw Letitia Wright's Shuri take up the mantle, and it looks like her journey as Wakanda's protector is far from over. According to industry insider Daniel Rickman, Black Panther 3 is scheduled to hit theaters in February 2028, placing it between Avengers Secret Wars and the rumored Mutant Saga. Ryan Coogler is set to return as director, with Wright expected to reprise her role as Shuri. However, speculation is mounting that Marvel could reintroduce T'Challa via the multiverse, despite previously stating they wouldn't recast Boseman's role. Adding fuel to the excitement, Denzel Washington is reportedly attached to the film. His role remains a mystery, but many fans believe he could portray the iconic X-Men villain anti-hero Magneto, especially given that Wakanda Forever introduced Namor as a mutant. Meanwhile, Avengers Doomsday will feature Letitia Wright and Tenoch Huerta, ensuring Wakanda remains a pivotal force in the MCU. With Coogler already hard at work on the script, expect more details and possibly a major surprise reveal at San Diego Comic-Con later this year. The first teaser trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is officially set to premiere on April 2, 2025 during CinemaCon. Universal Pictures has confirmed a special presentation that will showcase footage from their upcoming films, and the highly anticipated sequel to Blumhouse's 2023 hit will be among the highlights. The movie itself is scheduled to be released in theaters on December 5, 2025, continuing the terrifying legacy of the franchise. Filming for Five Nights at Freddy's 2 began in the fall of 2024 in Louisiana, marking another collaboration between Blumhouse Productions and Scott Cawthon Productions. In October 2024, the first teaser poster was revealed, featuring the character Toy Freddy with the number 2 and the official release date. As the second installment in the Five Nights at Freddy's film series, the sequel is expected to expand upon the eerie and suspenseful world introduced in the first movie. Now with production in full swing, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is set to bring even more animatronic mayhem to audiences. Whether or not it follows the direct storyline of the second game or takes creative liberties remains to be seen, but given the franchise's deep lore and devoted fanbase, anticipation is already sky high for the next chapter in this chilling saga. Netflix has officially ordered an 8-episode live-action Scooby-Doo series, marking the first time the beloved mystery franchise will be adapted for television in live action. The series will explore the origins of Mystery Inc. and how Scooby and his friends, Shaggy, Daphne, Velma, and Fred, first came together to solve their earliest supernatural case at summer camp. This modern reimagining introduces Shaggy and Daphne as old friends, while Fred is the new kid and Velma brings her scientific mind to the group. Originally created by Hanna-Barbera in 1969, Scooby-Doo has remained one of pop culture's most enduring franchises, spanning animated series, theatrical films, and specials. Despite its many adaptations, this will be the first time Scooby-Doo gets a serialized live-action treatment. The show promises to delve into a more eerie, character-driven mystery, and the soon-to-be famous Great Dane puppy may have been a witness to a supernatural murder. The group's first case at Camp Ruby Spears threatens to unravel dark secrets, pulling the young sleuths into a chilling nightmare. With its mix of nostalgia, mystery, and a fresh perspective on the origins of its iconic characters, Netflix's Scooby-Doo live-action series is poised to become a must-watch for longtime fans and new audiences alike. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.